Namaste, everyone, and welcome once again to the Hindu Pod. Today, we will be doing a very special episode on Guru Vashishta and Guru Vishwamitra. My name is Pradeep, and I'm the dad.
My name is Vishala, and I'm the daughter.
Hi, Vishala, and how are you doing today?
I'm good.
So, I've been very much looking forward to doing this episode with you because Guru Vashishta himself, he is a fascinating character in the Ramayana. And this week coming up, we're going to be seeing Guru Vashishta and the sage Vishwamitra are both going to be on the screen together at the same time. And I really wanted you to know and to have an understanding of the background of both of these characters before you see them. So, according to the Shiv Puran, Guru Vashishta is the mind-born son of Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma, it is said from different parts of his body, these 7 great sages took manifestation. And Guru Vashishta himself came from his mind, from his head. That is why he's considered to be the mind-born son of Lord Brahma. He attains the very highest rank of a rishi that you could attain, and this is called the Brahma Rishi. He takes 3 different births in this material world, and every time he comes, he gets married to Arundhati. So you remember Guru Ma from the TV episodes?
Yeah.
Right. So her character, every time, together in this final, the 3rd avatar that both of them take, it is said that they had 100 sons. And they go together and they live together in this hermitage. The hermitage itself is so beautiful, so calm, so peaceful, that it is said that multitudes of rishis and demigods and demons and Gandharvas and Kinnaras and Brahmins, they all come together and they use this hermitage of Guru Vashishta as a place for them to do their great yagnas, for them to teach, for them to study together. So beautiful is this atmosphere, so beautiful is this spot that he lives. At this ashram also, Guru Vashishta also takes care of the cow Kamadhenu. Have you ever heard of Kamadhenu?
No.
Okay, so when in Satyug, there was a great churning of the ocean. And many things came out of the ocean. Mother Lakshmi is actually one of the things that came out of the ocean. And also, Kamadhenu, which is this wish-yielding cow, also came out of the ocean. And when Kamadhenu came out, the demigods took this cow and they gave it to the Saptaharishis for them to take care of. And Guru Vashishta, being one of the Saptaharishis, he had a part of taking care of Kamadhenu. Eventually, Kamadhenu became his responsibility. So he was the caretaker of Kamadhenu. So as he's staying at this ashram, Kamadhenu is here with him as well. And because Kamadhenu is here with him, he's able to take care of all of these thousands of people that's actually staying in his ashram and around his ashram.
That story sounds familiar now.
Yes, I think we talked about that before. We spoke about Bharadwaj in one of the episodes. And Bharadwaj's ashram was very much the same way that Guru Vashishta's ashram was. Everybody felt comfortable to come here.
Yeah, I think that's what sounded familiar to me.
Yes, I think that's probably it. Guru Vashishta's ashram was so comfortable and it felt so heavenly. It was even considered to be a second Brahmalok right here on earth. And he himself, Guru Vashishta, was considered to be the greatest among sages. So while he's living at this ashram, one day, Vishwamitra, who at this point is a great king, comes to visit. He's in the forest with his entire army, and they are marching and conquering lands throughout the world, throughout the globe. They approach the ashram of Vashishta, and Vishwamitra, first, he pays his respects to that great Brahma Rishi, because Guru Vashishta is well known and everybody understands the status that he has. They have a cordial conversation between themselves, and Vishwamitra is asking him, is everything okay? Is everything peaceful here? Do you need our services for anything? He asks the same of Vishwamitra. And he says, your men are here and they must be hungry and they must be tired. And, Vishwamitra, he knows that this is a Brahmin and he probably doesn't have a lot. So he kind of plays it down. And Vashishta tells him, why don't you let me entertain you? Why don't you let me provide for you and let me provide for your army? Why don't you all go? There's a river running close by. Go and freshen up. Go and take a shower, a bath, and then come back and I will have a feast ready for you. Vishwamitra tells him, no, it's okay. Because in his mind, he's thinking, how is this sage who already has all these people to take care of, how is he going to be able to take care of me? Because as per Valmiki Ramayana, it is said that this army that Vishwamitra is traveling with, it consisted of 21,870 elephants. It had 65,610 horses. He had 1,090,350 men. So think about all of these that they have to take care of now. If Vashishta is saying that he is going to provide for them. So he says, no, it's okay. We just passing through. We just wanted to make sure that you were okay. And Vashishta tells him again, he insists. He says, no, please allow me to do this. And he keeps pushing. And Vishwamitra does not want to offend. So he says, okay. And he with his men, they go to the river and they get ready and everything. And they come back. When they come back, they are shocked to see this huge spread, this huge meal laid out before them. And there is more than enough food for everybody that's there. So they sit down and they eat and they enjoy. And when they're done, Vishwamitra is thinking, how is it possible that this sage is able to provide for all of us? So he goes to him and he says, Guruji, please alleviate this thought I have in my head. How is it that you're able to provide? So Guru Vashishta, he doesn't have any fear and he has no reason to doubt the king. So he tells him, he said, come, let me show you. And he takes the king over to Kamadhenu and he says, this is the great Kamadhenu that came out of the ocean when they were churning the ocean. And I am responsible for her. I am her caretaker. She is the wish-yielding cow that anything I want, I can ask her and she will give. So I asked her for a meal befitting a king and she provided it for you. So thanks to Kamadhenu, you were able to be fed. So Vishwamitra, he hears this and he starts thinking to himself, if I could have this cow, imagine how much more powerful I would be. Right now I am just the king of the earth. If I have this cow, I could conquer the heavens, I could conquer the hellish planets. I could be the ruler of all three worlds. This cow is not the kind of thing that a Brahmin, that a sage should own. This is the kind of thing that a king should be in possession of. So he tells Vashishta, he says, this cow is a gem, and gems should be owned by kings. So here's what I will do for you. I will give you 100,000 cows in exchange for Kamadhenu. But Vashishta says, no, you can't even offer me 100 million cows for me to part with Kamadhenu. She doesn't deserve to be traded. She doesn't deserve to be bartered with. As a matter of fact, I consider Kamadhenu to be a part of me. She has always been with me. I have taken care of her from the time she has come out of the ocean, and I cannot part with her.
It wasn't she trusted to him, so she has to stay with him.
Yeah. So once he's given to them, it's their responsibility, and then he becomes attached to her as well, right? So it's how can I give up this thing that has been with me the whole time? So no matter what he's offered, he keeps saying no. Vishwamitra, he's not hearing and he's not understanding the meaning, because he's thinking, I have so much to give, I can give you so much, there has to be a price. There has to be a price that you will accept for this cow. So he keeps offering, and Vashishta, he keeps telling him no. Finally, in frustration now, Vishwamitra realizes, okay, there's not enough that I can give to get this cow. So he says, I'm going to take the cow. I am going to take Kamadhenu by force. So he orders his men to go and seize Kamadhenu. Kamadhenu starts to cry. And she turns to Vashishta. And she tells Vashishta, what have I done to offend you? Why have you turned your back on me? So she's not understanding herself that she's being kidnapped. She's thinking that a deal was made. And, Vashishta is getting rid of her. He is giving her to Vishwamitra. And Vashishta tells her, I will never deliberately give you away. I am not giving you away. But this king, he is the greatest king on this planet. He's the greatest king on earth. And he has come here with his, 1,000,000+ men. And he has decided that he wants you for himself. And he has all this might. He has all this power. There's nothing that I can do. So Kamadhenu, she looks at him and she says, you are a Brahmin and he's a Kshatriya. The power of a Kshatriya is nothing compared to the power of a Brahmin. You can stop him. Just tell me what you need and I will provide it. Vashishta tells Kamadhenu, provide for me an army that is capable of defeating Vashishta's army. And just like that, out of nowhere, this army appears. They quickly vanquish Vishwamitra's army.
So he could just he could do whatever he wanted.
Yeah, but you see, because of his purity of mind, Vashishta never thought of using Kamadhenu in that way. He was for him.
He didn't use it for his own needs. He used it to help others.
Right, exactly. You have all this power, and he doesn't want to conquer anything, right? All he wants to do is he wants, first of all, to make sure that she is okay, right? Because he sees her as a sentient being, as he doesn't see her as just a regular cow to go and he sees her as a sentient being. He sees her as a part of his family, and he doesn't see any reason why he should use her in that way. So in the battle, that entire army is defeated, but left back are the sons of Vishwamitra. And the sons of Vishwamitra decide that they are going to attack that cow and get it for themselves. Vashishta, he decides that he will stand up for Kamadhenu, and he defends her by reducing the sons to ashes. So this is the only thing that at this point Vishwamitra has left, was his sons. So at this point he decided, I have lost. And in shame he says, I will go and I will observe penance. I will do tapasya. He has one son left, and he tells his son that the entire kingdom, all that is left, is now yours. I am leaving. I am going to do tapasya. He goes to the Himalayas, to the foot of the Himalayas, and he starts to pray. And he is focused on Lord Shiva. He stands there for thousands of years, and he is chanting Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. And it is said that his penance was so pure and so intense that Lord Shiva is very easily pleased, he took appearance before him and he asked him, what do you want? What is your desire? Now he is so smart. His desire to Lord Shiva, he said, I want the science of archery, and I want all variations of it, as well as the knowledge over the sacred texts associated with it, I want all of that to be revealed to me. And I want knowledge and power over all missiles known to the gods, demons, and man. So he wants power, he wants knowledge, he wants ownership of all flying weapons. This is what he's asking for. So when he talks about archery, right? Archery is one form of a flying weapon, and then everything else associated with that, he wants the power of. Lord Shiva, he simply said, let it be so. And he left. So when he left, now Vishwamitra is thinking, now I am so powerful, there is no way that anybody could stand up to me. The first thing he does is he goes back to Guru Vashishta. Yes, he goes back to Guru Vashishta because he wants to show Guru Vashishta now it's not even about the cow anymore. He wants to show him that he's powerful. He approached the ashram of Vashishta and immediately, without even announcing himself, he just starts shooting missiles and arrows straight at the ashram. And think about the thousands of people that are there at that time, all the sacrifices that's being done, all the tapasya that's being done here at this ashram. And without a warning, he just starts firing on this ashram.
Wait a minute, so he goes and does all of that just so that he could show Vashishta that
yes,
he's better.
He is singularly focused on showing Guru Vashishta that he can be more powerful than him. That is his motivation.
All those thousands of years just to do that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Right, so he starts firing and the place just becomes desolate. It becomes mowed down like there's a huge battle that just was waged there. Seeing the rage that Vishwamitra had and the way that he was carrying about himself, everybody started to run and they got as far away as they possibly can. Guru Vashishta himself, he became so angry when he saw this. He told Vishwamitra, he said, since you have made a havoc of my ashram, you will cease to be what you are. So now, this is the first time we get to see Guru Vashishta angry. Vishwamitra just looked at him and laughed because he's telling himself, there is no way you can defeat me. I don't care what you said. So Vishwamitra, what he does, he starts to hurl more weapons, and among these weapons is the missile of Agni himself. Agni is the god of fire, so it's one of the most powerful weapons he has. But Vashishta, all he does, he puts his staff in front of him and the staff absorbs the power of that weapon. Vishwamitra sees this and he says, okay. He starts to fire all kinds of missiles. He says, the Valmiki Ramayana says, Vishwamitra then shot arrows of Lord Shiva, of Varuna, of Lord Indra. He said he shot the arrow of Swayambhu. He shot the arrow of Swayambhu Manu. He's just shooting one after the next. And what Guru Vashishta is doing, he's standing there with his staff and he's absorbing the power of all of these weapons as they come to him. And all of the weapons are being rendered inert. Finally, Vishwamitra decides he's going to fire his most powerful weapon. And that most powerful weapon is called the Brahma Astra.
He's just making this work for himself.
Well, he doesn't, you see, he doesn't understand. He thinks that if you can go with all the might you have in the world, there is no way that he could counteract that. He still does not see that the power of the Brahmin is so much greater than the power of the Kshatriya. Brahmins are very calm people. They're very mellow people. You don't know the power that they have because they don't present it to you out in the open. Kshatriyas are different. Kshatriyas show their power, so it will deter the other person from acting. Right? So it's two different mindsets. So he doesn't understand the power that Sage Vashishta has. Although he knows Sage Vashishta is a Brahma Rishi, which is the highest level Rishi that there is. He still doesn't really believe that this Brahmin can be more powerful than him. So he takes his most powerful weapon that he has and he hurls it at Guru Vashishta. Now it is said that when this weapon comes, because it is so powerful, Guru Vashishta, he actually assumes a different form. This form shoots fire out of the pores of his skin. And as the weapon, as the Brahma Astra is coming, it envelops the Brahma Astra and he absorbs that power into himself. Seeing this is an impossible task. This is why when we talk about the power of Guru Vashishta, this is what we mean. This Brahma Astra can destroy anything, and yet he was able to absolve it. Dangerous to the world if he doesn't calm down. Hearing this, he comes back to his natural form, and Vishwamitra, he understands now, wait a minute, no matter what I do as a Kshatriya, I will never be able to defeat Vashishta. So he turns and he leaves, and his resolve now is, in this lifetime itself, I will go from being a Kshatriya to being a Brahma Rishi myself. So he wants to be a Brahmin. So this is his new resolve. So Vishwamitra, he enters into tapasya, and all he's partaking of is just fruits and roots. After thousands of years, Lord Brahma, he appears to him. And he says, your tapasya is so great. I am very pleased with your tapasya. And because I am so happy with you, I will now grant you the rank of Raja Rishi, which means that you are a sage among kings. And with that, he leaves. This is not what Vishwamitra is asking for. Vishwamitra wants to be a Brahma Rishi, and a Raja Rishi is still a Kshatriya. He's a Rishi, but he's also a Kshatriya. And he does not want that. So he re-enters into penance. He starts his tapasya all over again because now he wants to improve. At the same time, there's a king by the name of Trisanku. And he wanted to ascend to Vaikuntha Lok in his bodily form. So he wanted to go back to the land of the gods, the highest realm that he could get to, but he didn't want to die first. He wanted to take his entire body, everything, and ascend. So he decides that he's going to go to Guru Vashishta and ask Guru Vashishta to perform a yagna for him that he would be able to ascend. Guru Vashishta tells him that this is impossible because it is forbidden. You are not allowed to go to the heavenly realms in your physical form. You have to die first, and then you attain moksha, and then you go. That is the only way that you're able to go. So being told no, he decides, I will go to the sons of Vashishta and I will ask them. When he goes, he tells them what happens, and they get angry with him. How dare you come to us to ask us to do that which my father has already told you that it is impossible, that it should not be done. They also deny him. But when they deny him, he gets upset with them and he starts to insult them. And because of these insults that he's hurling at them, they curse him. They say, you will ascend to heaven, but you will do so in the form of a leper. So he wants to go to heaven in his physical form because he's proud of his physical form. Now they're telling him, yeah, you'll get to go, but you will lose this physical form you have and you will get the form of a leper with sores all over your skin and that kind of thing. By the end of that day, his body was transformed into that of a leper. But still, he was afraid to die. So he still wanted to go to heaven in the form of the leper, even if it had to be in the form of a leper. So there was one more place, one more person that he thought could help him. You know who that person was? So although he's attained this form of a leper, he still decides that he wants to go to heaven in the same form of the leper that he has. So he goes to the arch rival of all these people he just went to, he went to Vishwamitra. And he tells Vishwamitra the story of Guru Vashishta has turned him down, and he told him that his sons had turned him down, and all he wants is to be able to go to heaven in this form. So Vishwamitra, hearing this, he gets his opportunity to show that he is greater than Vashishta, using this guy as his tool. So he says, don't worry, you have my word. I promise you that you will get to go to heaven in your physical form. I will call all the rishis, and I will have all of them take part in this yajna, and with our combined power, we will send you. And if they choose not to be a part of this, I will curse them. So they have no choice but to come and help to do this thing that they should not be doing. So word goes out, all the rishis come because they don't want to be cursed by Vishwamitra. They have everything prepared for this yajna, and it starts. And shortly thereafter, with the power of all of these great sages, Trisanku starts to raise bodily, and he is going into heaven. And finally he gets to Indralok, and Lord Indra sees him, and he tells him, you are not allowed to be here. You have not performed the activities that are required for you to attain moksha. Go back to where you came. And from there he starts to fall. And he's head first, and he's falling down, and he's screaming for help from Vishwamitra. And Vishwamitra stops him right where he's at, and he's upside down, just suspended in the air. And Vishwamitra says, if you will not accept him in the way that he is, then I have no choice. Vishwamitra, using his power, this is the amount of power that he has been able to achieve now. He starts to create a whole new galaxy, multiple suns and planets and moons and everything. And when he's done making this, he starts to generate a whole new set of gods, demigods, to occupy the system. When Lord Indra sees this, he says, you cannot do this. Trisanku has not performed the proper karma to be able to attain moksha. For us to allow him to come here would be unfair to everybody else. But Guru Vishwamitra, he says, I have already promised him that I will ascend him in his physical form. For me to not do that would mean that I am being untrue. So I have no choice but to do this. Ultimately, they come to an agreement. They will allow this new galaxy to stand. This new galaxy stays in the heavenly realms, and Trisanku himself becomes the main star of that galaxy. So he stays suspended right where he is. He gets to live in the heavenly realms, but he's in that galaxy over there. And that entire galaxy is made up for him. So this is the compromise that they come to. So he gets to stay in the heavenly realms, but he doesn't have anything to do with the realm that was there before. Vishwamitra himself, he is granted the status of Brahma Rishi. And with this compromise, he says, okay. He gets pleased and he backs down. So this is a story of the power of Guru Vashishta and of Vishwamitra. So when you see them on screen at the same time, when we do this next viewing, you will have a better understanding of what it is that you're seeing. When you look at the attitude, the way that Vishwamitra walks and the way he carries about himself, you will know there's a certain amount of anger in him. He has a temper in him. And you will see that in the way that the actor carries about himself. And even though Guru Vashishta is as powerful as he is, he's a very calm, he's very quiet, he's very composed, and he continues to carry about himself in this composed way. Well, Vishala, thank you so much for being a part of this. I really wanted to have this talk with you about this before we saw this next episode. I hope that you guys in podcast land, you got something from this. And I really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to this one. Until next time, Jai Shri Ram. This has been a presentation of the Hindu Pod. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and rate this episode, since it helps to bump us up in the feeds, which helps others to find the podcast. Please send comments to thehindupod@gmail.com. That's thehindupod@gmail.com. You can text us at 281-804-9616 or just search Facebook for The Hindu Pod. If you live in the Houston area, you can find us on most Sundays at the Sanatan Dharma Mandir for Sunday morning satsang. They are located at 12918 Player Street, Houston, Texas 77045, and are open Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. If you would like to support the pod financially, we are sponsored by HinduHandcrafts.com. That's HinduHandcrafts.com. Please visit HinduHandcrafts.com for Hindu religious-based items such as framed pictures, wall plaques, tapestries, t-shirts, clocks, and so on. They are perfect for puja use and home decor or gifts. Until next time, Jai Shri Ram.